Yeah, welcome to the dojo, baby, man. Have no fear, TyKwonDoe is here. Listen, I got a banger today for the women ninjas, the lady ninjas in the dojo. I got this DM from one of the female ninjas, and she said, "Hey, I have a video idea for you." So I was thinking you could make a video about different manipulation tactics men use on women / red flags. She said this video would be geared more towards your female audience. I understand if you want to do it because I know your audience is predominantly male. Well, guess what? I got y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm all about the community. I'm all about the dojo. So whatever is going to, hit each layer of our community, not just the guys, but the girls, that all layers of a community. I'm down to do it. You know what I'm saying? So ladies and gentlemen, this one, and mind you, if you're a guy, you can also pay attention to this too. Because regardless of the gender, a manipulator is a manipulator. And it even goes beyond dating scenarios. A lot of this advice can transpire not transpire, but it can transfer over into other circumstances, such as buying a car, such as negotiating a deal, such as all types of aspects of life. Manipulators have a consistent understanding of people, and they use that to their advantage to get what they want. That's the simplest way to put it. And I respect this young lady for DMing me and saying this because I like when y'all DM me and tell me things and make me aware of things. You know what I'm saying? We got a growing community. We're growing, and there's a lot of women that are coming in our community. I want to make sure y'all feel seen and y'all feel included. Now, excuse me, y'all see this thing on my lip? I was hooping yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I got hit in my lip. Dumbass shit. Every time I hoop, I get like some type of stupid ass scar, bro. I'm telling y'all. So let's get right into the video now. These, like I said, these are going to be red flags / manipulation tactics. I'm gonna take a sip of my bed before I hop right into it. And ladies, y'all ain't getting no. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Y'all ain't getting no special treatment in the dojo. I'm treating y'all just like the guys. Y'all getting straightforward answers because the best thing I can do is tell you what you need to hear. The best thing I can do is keep it real with y'all. So I do that for the male audience. I tell you if you're a limp. I tell you what you need to hear. But I'm going to deliver it to you in a way where you understand where it's coming from and why I'm saying it to you. So let's get right into it. Ladies, your ability to be manipulated has less to do with the guy's skill and more to do with the fact that you're human, right? Same thing for guys. Same thing for guys going backwards. We're all human. We have emotions. We have a mind. We have needs, wants, desires, fantasies, goals. All of these things which a person can come in, become aware of, and use that against us. So it has less to do with the manipulator and more to do with you, because what you need to be aware of is how are you guarding your kingdom? How are you guarding your peace, your time, your space, your energy? How are you guarding these things actively? Because when I get into these red flags and these manipulation tactics, you'll realize it's very hard for a guy to manipulate you when you carry yourself a certain way. And I don't mean how you walk or how you dress, but I mean how you deal with him, how you talk to him, what you talk to him about, what you expect from him before you even mess with him. And if all you're expecting from him, I'm telling you, this is where y'all gonna get caught up the easiest. If all you're expecting from him is to be handsome, is to be tall, is to have money, is to be smooth, is to be good at his sport, is to be famous on Instagram, is to be ladies, I can go on and on different surface level qualities which men know that y'all want and they can use and weaponize against y'all, and it becomes easy. And that's why a lot of these dudes talk about gold diggers, but they don't talk about the opposite, how men are just doing what they want because they know that they can get a majority of women based on such surface level things. So I keep that in mind, that before I even get into all the red flags and the manipulation tactics, be aware of what you're expecting from a man. Be aware of what you're looking for. Be aware of what it takes for you to choose a man consciously, not the subconscious one. Like obviously, you find this guy attractive. You like the fact that he's a hustler. You like this. You like that. That comes naturally. But be conscious about what you're actively saying. Why you're going to pick him over another guy, or why he has some type of importance or value in your life. that will do a lot. That'll do a lot for you in weeding out manipulators and stuff like that. But let's get right into it, man. Number one, indirect / vague answers. Like they have just like an indirect / vague personality overall. And what I mean by this is, let's say you ask him something, right? And you're like, are you talking to other women? Or you ask him, this is early on. This is the crazy part. This is early on. If he can't be honest or real with you early on, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to get in this example, but I'm going to tell you what could happen if he's being honest, and it's kind of similar to other guys lie. But let's get to the first part. Let's say you ask him, are you talking to other women? And he says no. Now, mind you can have a guy telling the truth, and you can have a guy trying to manipulate you. A guy trying to manipulate you, his no is going to be in a way that tries to make you like him, or tries to make him look better in your eyes. So his no is going to be about you. Whereas though a guy who is not trying to manipulate you and just keeping it real, telling you what it is and what it isn't, is a guy, and it's going to be a key thing later on in a huge manipulation tactic that guys use. Choosing for you versus letting you choose. And when a guy tries to choose for you, they make it about you. Oh, no, I ain't messing with no other girl because you're the only one I care about. And you've been talking to him for 2 weeks. 2 months. Oh, no, 2 months he can't care about. I'm just saying. That is even a red flag in itself. How quickly did you get access to different things in this guy? Let's say you met him on the first night, and he ate your everything. He licked every crick and cranny of your body. That's a red flag. That means he'll do it to anybody. Ladies, y'all might not like it, but listen, can pay attention. How consistent is his personality, right? This is a whole nother one. That's off of the indirect / vague answers. If he ducks answers, he dodges answers. If he's not really telling you a direct and clear answer, and if you can tell that he didn't want to say it to you in a way which might offend you or negatively impact his chances with you. If a man can tell you something that might hurt his chances with you, I'm telling you, that's a dude. At least you might not like what he said, but at least you can respect him. At least you can trust him. Because you know there's no ulterior motive. He's not trying to manipulate you or create this fantasy world for you or make you keep liking him. He just keeping it real. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. He don't care regardless. See, a guy that does that is not a manipulator, because he will lose what he's trying to manipulate. Even like he can't keep it real with you and manipulate you at the same time. Well, at least using your emotions. Can a guy that keeps it real manipulate you? Yes, because let's say he just is directed by how he manipulates you. Hey, can you cash out me this money? Hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? Or let's say you ask him if he got other girls, and he's like, yes, of course I do. You think I would cut off everybody for you? I'll do what I want. Blah 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 blah. And because you have such a low self-esteem, he can sit here and make you feel like shit, and you'll stick around because of the little bit amount of time that he makes you feel good. And your own emotions, your own insecurities is the reason that people can manipulate you, because you'll cut corners. You'll deal with shit that a person with a high self-esteem or low tolerance, or really no tolerance, wouldn't deal with. They'll cut it off. They'll nip it in the bud. And next thing you know, it won't manifest or turn into this entire relationship where he's finessing the fuck out of you, manipulating you. He fucked you, didn't laugh, and then did this, and then did that. He told you it was supposed to be this, then it wasn't supposed to be that. Judge men based on their actions, not their words. The words can play a part too, but a lot of times as a woman, all he have to do is tell you what you need to hear, especially if he's good with his words. I know a lot of dudes nowadays aren't very good with their words. They just need to depend on their money and their looks and all that other surface level bullshit. But I'm telling you, a man that's good with his words is the most dangerous man. Not the man that is a terrible liar. I'm talking about a man that like really can use his words. But let's get into another one, so I don't ramble on too much. Number 2, like I said, is a huge one. They make choices for you rather than letting you choose. And what does this mean? This means that, listen, a real man is going to tell you what it is and what it isn't, and he's going to let you do what you want with it. A man that's trying to choose for you, ladies, this is how deep it gets. A man that's trying to choose for you is going to, let's say you ask him something like, let's take that for example. Are you messing with other women? Right? You ask him that, right? You test him with that question. And this is how you really can check guys. You test him, right? You ask him, are you messing with other women? And like I mentioned earlier, his answer, if he's trying to choose for you, he knows that if he says, yes, I'm messing with a woman, you might not like that. So he'll try to choose for you, because in the long run, if you don't like that, you might leave him. There's that potential that you'll leave him. So in order to stop you from leaving, he'll tell you something that you want to hear or that you'll like, or it impacts you less, in order for you not to choose to leave. So he's trying to choose for you. He's trying to make that choice for you. I don't want her to choose to leave me because of what I'm about to say. So I want to change her choice. Do y'all see? I hope that makes sense, because it's a huge, if you can identify when people try to choose for you, that's when you'll catch when somebody's trying to manipulate you. Because why is it a problem if I leave? Why do you want me to stay so bad? But listen, if your self-esteem is low, if you have a lot of insecurities, just the idea of feeling wanted and desired will make you feel good enough to ignore all red flags, because he's providing you sustenance in the form of, I feel good. I can love myself through how he makes me feel. Not through how he changes my perspective of myself, but just something as basic as, I feel wanted. You see what I'm saying? So a man that is not trying to choose for you, but letting you choose, tells you what it is and what it isn't. You can, listen, yes, I'm talking to other women, and I'm not really looking for a relationship right now. I'm telling you what I'm looking for. And guess what? A man who's not manipulating knows what he wants as well. A man that is manipulating will try to use what you want and figure out what you want. A man that won't manipulate you, I'm telling you, it's a key part, ladies. It's a key part. A man that is not manipulating will know what he wants and tell you what he wants and make it clear. And it doesn't have to be as direct as, I want to fuck. But it can be at least telling you what he doesn't want. Listen, I'm not even going to lead you on. I don't want this relationship. I don't want all this. I don't want that. I just want something simple right now. You know, what's going on in my life. He might even justify. He might even tell you why. He might even say, well, the way my shit's set up right now, can't be in no relationship. I ain't on that and blah, blah, blah. Hey, whether you like it, whether you don't, you don't. And ladies, y'all might not like that answer, right? Y'all might, he's just trying to fuck around. He just want to fuck with a bunch of different chicks. I'm not looking for it. You see, and this is where y'all fall victim to the dude that tells you the opposite. Because that original guy, he wasn't trying to say he just wants to fuck a bunch of different women and that you're one of the ones he's going to fuck. What he's saying is he's not ready to commit to a relationship. And that's different from just fucking around and just doing what he wants. He might be doing that, but the thing is that what he's also indirectly saying is that if his life were where he wanted it to be, he's the kind of guy who would settle down. He's the kind of guy who would be in a relationship, just not right now. And he's listen. This is where you gotta see the bigger picture. You should at least appreciate the fact that you can respect his honesty and you can trust him, because guess what? You'd rather know what you're dealing with and not get surprised than get surprised and not know what you're dealing with. And that's what a manipulator is going to try to do. You don't even know what you're dealing with. They're going to try to create this false narrative, and then you get surprised. Oh my God, he broke my heart. He hurt me. But a real man is going to give you that what you see is what you get. It is what it is. And hey, you can go find another guy who may really want a relationship right now. And then guess what, ladies? You still have to know yourself enough to say, okay, now what does it take for me to be in a relationship with you as a man? What am I expecting from you as a man? Am I expecting that you just text back fast, that you take me out on dates, that we spend time together? Or what are you actually expecting from this guy as a man? What qualities are you looking for? How are you using those qualities for your future? And I'm telling y'all think too short term, so y'all don't know what y'all want, so you'll take anything. That's one of the main problems here that allows y'all to get manipulated, is that you just leave the door. The door is just too wide open. There's no filter. There's no you can't come in. You ain't got a wristband. You ain't got a VIP pass. You know what I'm saying? So once you start to develop a standard or actual qualities you're looking for, It's easier to see when this guy is not that. It's easier to see when he's trying to fake being that, right? Because you know how a guy who acts like that moves. His actions is where everything matches. It's all consistent. So let's get into one of the next ones. Number 3, red flag. Too much time on their hands. Too much time on their hands. I mean, dog, like, listen, you could hit him up every 7 days in a row and be with him all day, every day. And you might think, oh yes, that's my man, that's my blah, blah, blah. Red flag. Red flag. He might not be a cheater. He might not be a manipulator, but this is a huge red flag because this might lead into being possessive. This might lead into being controlling. His attack. You might not know how he acts when day 12 comes, and you want to go home. You want him to leave. You want your space. You want to go missing for 3 days. You want to go back to your life. You might be trying to boss your life up. So you need a certain level of independence even in a relationship. And he's too much time on his hands, no goals, no nothing. So he comes into your life and he expects the same from you. Well, I'm not busy. I have nothing going on for me. So why are you that? Why do you have things going on? Why are you busy? No, you need to be free. You need to be under me. You can't go out with your girls. You can't go out and do this. No, you need to be doing that. So, but you might not see the rest of the controlling qualities because you just see, okay, he's spending time with me. He's not out with other women. So you don't see the bigger picture of what this red flag can turn into a bad problem. So that's one that I definitely wanted to mention. Okay, and here's another one. Here's another one. And I know that, ladies, y'all already know that y'all seen this one. Y'all probably seen this one a lot. A huge disparity in their personality. Meaning, when you met them, they were sweet and respectful, and then as you begin to know them, they're actually rude and disrespectful, or they're something else. And this is a huge one. And it's a difference between, oh, I got to know this guy, and his personality came, like he opened up more, or you got to know him better. And there's a difference between you're a different person than I thought you were. It's a huge difference between you changed as a person and I watched you versus I watched you become more comfortable and your personality like blossomed around me, or you more comfortable so I got to know you better. It's a huge difference. And like I said, guys will use that resume, right? Or who you think he is when you first meet him, and maintain that long enough until he gets what he wants. But the thing is that they can never hide it perfectly. They can never hide it perfectly. You should be able to have to catch the inconsistencies. And the key part of this is, just because he's not perfect when you meet him is not a bad thing. Because guess what? It should be a bad thing. You're like, oh, there's no red flags. There's nothing wrong. What's going on with this guy? Like you could even ask him, like, yo, like, you could just even ask him that out of curiosity. But I say that to say that when a guy personality changes that drastically, you can tell he was putting on a front. You can tell he was faking who he was. You can tell he was doing what he needed to do in order to walk on eggshells and be nice enough for you to like him. And again, only a manipulator would try to do that, or only a guy with red flags would try to do that, because they're again, the bigger picture is what? That they're hiding and they're lying to you. They're hiding things and that they're lying to you. So pay attention to how in the beginning I said that a real man or a man with good intention involved is going to tell you what it is and what it isn't. It's going to be transparent. It's going to be direct, clear, and concise. This is because the bigger picture is that he's not hiding things from you. He's not lying to you. He has no reason to. So you have to be able to see how random things aren't random. So the same way, excuse me, let me fix my camera. All right, yeah. So the same way he told you what you needed to hear when you asked him if he was talking to other women. When you're slipping, he's going to tell you what you need to hear. When you're sad, he's going to tell you what you need to hear. You're missing when you like need to pick up on something, he's gonna tell you what you need to hear, and it's gonna benefit you because he has your best. He's real. He's straight up. He has the best. He has your best interest at heart. Because even when a guy is telling you something that might offend you, right? Like, yes, I'm talking to other women and I ain't looking for that right now, and I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want to be tied down. Guess what? That still has your best interest, because what he's ultimately doing is saying that rather than manipulate you and lie to you and fuck, I'd rather let you know what it is, so I don't end up breaking your heart or destroying you or fucking you over. So even from the gate, you might not see it as that, but that's him showing that he is a man who can maintain having your best interest from the get-go. And that random act is not random. It will show up in other circumstances, in other aspects and qualities of your relationship, the more you get to know him. Now let's look at something else. 5. This is a key one. Get mad at you for expressing yourself or addressing a problem, arguing versus communicating. Now I put all these in my notes, you know what I'm saying? For y'all think I like looked up some fucking article or some shit. I don't need to use other people's answers. I wrote this in my notes so I can have it organized for this video. So if he gets mad at you for expressing yourself or addressing a problem, again, this is not even just with, your dynamics with you as a woman towards a man, or a man towards a woman, or anything. This could be from your relationship with your family, your relationships with your friends, or anything and anybody. Notice how they address or react when you bring something up to them. Are they deflecting? Are they avoiding? Are they convincing you that, oh, my mom just called me. Hello? Can I call you right back? Like in 5 minutes? Okay. All right, love you. All right, yeah. So my mom just called me. All right, so listen. What was I saying? You get mad at you for expressing yourself. Like I'm saying, pay attention to how people respond to confrontation or conflict, how they view conflict itself. Because conflict is not a bad thing, right? Conflict can like the beauty can come out of conflict because it may have had been inevitable. There's something that needed to be said, which we were sweeping under the rug, and the longer we pretend it's not there, the more problems will come from that original problem that we needed to address. Yes, it needed to get ugly. Yes, we needed to fucking argue, get emotional, cry about it, and fuss. But guess what? We're better off because at least we addressed the issue. You see what I'm saying? And if it seems as though their goal is to be innocent rather than solve the problem, that's the key difference that you'll be able to pay attention to, and how they handle when you bring up a confrontation or some sort of conflict or a problem that you want to address, or something that may be wrong, or even expressing how you feel. You see what I'm saying? So let's say this would be a key one that'll get a lot of your women. Let's say you mess with that guy and he was like, I'm not really looking for a relationship, but you're messing with him longer and longer. You're messing with him longer and longer, and he's like still not on that. He still doesn't want a relationship. You need to have the strength to get what you want, or say what you want, or leave. That's the two options. Say what you want in order to get it, or leave. And if you can't get what you want from this individual, that's fine. That's him. That's his life. Same thing for the guys watching this. Is what I'm saying. If you can't get what you want from this individual, that's fine. Let her be. Or the woman. Let him be. Just go find what you want. You see what I'm saying? Because how a person can manipulate you is this false hope that, okay, they'll change. Okay, it's coming. And then you can even ask, when? When what? Well, when I'm ready. Vague answer. Indirect answer. You see what I'm saying? What will make you ready? Why aren't you ready? Well, I'm not ready because X, Y, and Z. And here's where you can get the clarity, the transparency, the honesty, and the realness from a man. Or you can get the deflecting, avoidance, and the manipulating of a weak male. Not even gonna call him a man. I'm gonna just call him a weak male, right? Pay attention to that one. Now, number 6, which is the last one I put on this list. Using how you feel to make you do something. And this all falls along the lines of a person can make you feel like you owe them something, a person can guilt trip you, like that, like just that whole dynamic that they try to hold something against you, they try to hold something over your head, they try to hold something behind you. Now, if you do something corny and then they bring something up, that's different. For example, I would never tell one of my friends, right? Like, let's an example. If I ever cut somebody a favor in life, friends, family, or anything, I would never bring it up. I don't listen. Any money I ever gave anybody, I never tell them they owe me. And I've given people thousands of dollars, and I'm being dead serious. And I don't never feel like you don't owe me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead. Like, it's cool. Don't like. But that's just me. I listen. You know why? Because I don't give anything I want back. I wouldn't have gave it to you if I wanted it back. That's just me personally. I wouldn't have given it to you if I wanted it back. You know why? Because I personally do not want to deal with the whole bugging you and where it is at, and I don't want that. So if I was going to do that, if I wanted to I don't even put myself in that position. I don't even put myself in that circumstance. So anything I give, I just, I'm not going to give it to you if I want it back. But the point I was going to make was, let's say I gave somebody something before, right? I would never bring it up and throw it in their face. But let's say they gave me something, and then they went, well, where's my money at? In defense to that, it's appropriate to be like, well, dog, you technically owe me 30. You gave me 10 and you trying to get your 10 back, but you owe me 30 still. So in the grand scheme of things, we ain't even. So I don't owe you anything. You just paid back half your debt. But in the scheme or dynamic of a relationship, a person who makes you feel like you owe them something is trying to use this to make you feel a certain way in order to control your actions or control your choice. And again, choosing for you rather than letting you choose. Letting you choose feels like independence. And ladies, again, it has more to do with you and less than this man, because guess what? When you have low self-esteem, we have a poor relationship with yourself, we have a damaged relationship with yourself, and how you interact with others, you'll be so frustrated and so emotional and reactive that these emotions control you. It's one thing to have emotions and think with them, and it's one thing to think through them. You can still be conscious about an emotional decision. You can still, weigh things out and move slowly and process something down to where, yes, you consider how you feel, but it doesn't control what you do. And now listen, we want to get into that. I got a video on, how to control your emotions and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? This ain't my only YouTube video where I address something like this. But I want y'all to be aware of yourself, because it allows you to be aware of how others are acting towards you or with you. And that's the end of this video. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the member of the dojo that sent this to me. Shout out to the women ninjas that watch this and that come to the dojo. Shout out to the guys. Shout out to everybody, man. Dojo to the moon, to Saturn. We leaving the solar system. The lynch won't even know we exist. The dojo, the mafia, the family. I love y'all, man. TyKwonDoe tapping out.